Hi Peter, how you doing? Victor here. I don't know what happened to that video of your unit. I have no clue. I mean, I looked everywhere. I'm just thinking it could have been on my old memory card that actually broke down. It was in the cell phone. It could have been there, but it's not readable anymore. So anyway, I just make videos of every unit. I don't know what happened with this one. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to mail you this one right here. Now this one came from 500 SL. It has a shorter connector, so it's not gonna really make it for your car, but you can test your car with it, because I'm 100% sure that your unit, the one that I fixed for you, is good. I'm not mailing anything that does not work. I'm not guessing. I fix and I mail it back, and that's the reason I make all the videos out there on YouTube, just to show people that I'm mailing you something that does work, not like something that might not work. Anyway, this is an SL unit. Internally it's exactly the same. It's been rewired, and I'm gonna show you that it does work, so you know for a fact that it does work. It's not my unit, as you can see. It's done poorly, but anyway. So what you're gonna do is, on the fender, that connector on the fender, you're gonna plug this thing in there, put the linkage all the way to the right, go inside the car, put on the ignition, go back out, and listen for this unit to make noises. It's supposed to make that humming sound that I'm going to demonstrate right now. So what I have on my bench is I have an e-gas module. As you can see right here, this is an e-gas. It's the one that you're gonna find in your car. Okay, right here, e-gas. This is from C-Class. It doesn't really matter, but as long as it's an ASR, it is ASR unit. So as you can see, all the wires from it go to these kind of junction connections, and you have two sets of plugs here for different throttles. So I'm going to plug this unit to it. I'm gonna see that it does work. Okay, so this is what you find on your fender. This is the one that you would want to plug it in. I mean, you want to plug this one in. It's a little tight, so you have to kind of put some force, make sure it goes flush, because it's supposed to be this latch, you know, the latch. This is the latch that, you know, it's supposed to, you should be able to close it down. In this case I have zip tie here, so it doesn't really matter, you don't have to close it, but the connector has to be in there. Okay, so as you can see now, it does not work. It's completely silent, so I'm going to energize it. There's the power connection right, I don't know if you can see it right here. So I just put the power on, and this is what you're supposed to hear. You hear this little kind of metallic buzzing sound. That's the sign of a good working unit. Now we can open it, we can close it electronically, so it opens and closes by the internal motor inside the throttle body. So as you can see, this one does work. Again, I have to fix this one. It does not work completely, but it will just show on the test, when you test it with in your car, that if your e-gas module is good or bad. See right there, I got a couple of modules to test for customers. These are two e-gas modules and an ASR module. So there's suspicion of one of the module, the customer. The same thing, I did the throttle, it works, but his throttle does not work. It works on my bench, but it does not work in his car. So he mailed me his computers. I'm gonna test it on one of the vehicles, local cars, that I just have to call the guy to bring the car in. But anyway, so that would be the next step. Most likely there's one of your e-gas module is not good and it's not working, and the throttle body will not work because of that. As you can see, this unit, it's perfectly fine. I can open it fast, I can open it slow. Well, it doesn't really matter as long as you can hear the buzzing sound. And the throttle plate I cannot move with my fingers. It is held by the motor, the gear, and the clutch. So you see how it's pretty tight. I can just, like, you can see it's not opening with the finger, only with the linkage. Now if you're gonna do this under the hood, you have to make sure somebody's inside the car pressing on the gas pedal, otherwise it's gonna go into the limp mode. On my bench test I have a couple of modifications to the e-gas module, so I can actually do this. I can actually just move the lever without having any kind of gas pedal switches. But there is a small switch inside the gas pedal. If it's not pressed, then throttle is just gonna open once, and then it will just shut right down, just like that. I just shut down the power. So put the power back on, and it works. So all your all the tests that you have to do is to confirm that when you put on the ignition, throttle body is making this sound, okay, this buzzing noise. If you want to check it out, you can just open and close this lever, but you have to have somebody inside the car pressing on the gas pedal about, I don't know, like an inch down. Okay, so this is the best way to do this, because you know I cannot show you that your unit works. So if this unit works, and if your unit does not work for some strange reason, then we'll figure this out. But I'm 100% sure that your unit is perfectly fine. It is something to do with the actual either e-gas module, maybe base module, whatever, but e-gas would be next in line, because wires were bad there. It's just no question about it. You know, it didn't work, and it does not work still because of some failure in there. So this is how you're gonna test it. I'm gonna show you how tight this connector is, just so you know. I'm going to unplug it now. So this is what you find on your fender, and this is the connector. So this one is pretty tight. So as you can see, it's really hard to pull out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some oil on it, some grease rather. So let's see, where's my little grease? I had a little, like a cap full of grease. Alright, well, I can't find it, so I'm gonna use just regular lithium grease on it. It's no big deal, nothing's gonna damage. You know, it's not going to damage electrical connections. It's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna put it on the outside like that. Okay, so put some grease on it so it goes on easier. Okay, a little bit on the perimeter. Okay, so just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to plug it in. As you can see, it goes in a little easier. It's, you know, it's not still that easy to remove, but at least it is better for sure. Okay, so this is the plug. I can see some pressure points. Maybe I'll just grind it down slightly. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You can test it. It all takes like a few minutes of your time, and once it tests out, then we can go further. Alright, so I'm going to just shoot this video to you so you can see what's happening. The address, I have the same one as on the shipping label, and I'm going to pack it up, mail it over. Just please mail it back to me as soon as you test it, because I need this thing back. It's the only one right now that I have that I can mail to you that is going to plug into your vehicle, so you can test your control module with it. And you cannot burn the throttle body, but the throttle body can burn e-gas, so that's how it works. Okay, so I'll talk to you in a little bit. Thanks, Peter. Bye.